Welcome back to the False Prophet channel. This is Brother Jacob, and this is the False Prophet channel where we get Islam busted and the false prophet of Islam, Muhammad, busted on a regular basis. In this episode, once again, we are featuring Muslim cheerleader. And once again, we have destroyed another claim that Muslims make. And one of those claims that Muslims make is that Allah is outside of time and space and he does not enter into his creation. Okay? But this claim makes absolutely no sense. And the reason why is because the Quran tells us, Surah 564, that Allah has hands, and Surah 68:42 tells us that Allah has a shin. And in the Hadith, it tells us that Allah has a shin. Okay? So the Muslim claim that Allah does not enter time and space makes no sense. Now, let's go to the comment section of the most recent video that was posted by Muslim cheerleader. And the comment that we are about to show you, Muslim cheerleader kept erasing my comment because he didn't want the other Abduls to see it. And we're going to read how devastating this comment is to the Muslim claim that Allah does not enter time and space. So without further ado, let's read. As you see, that's me, the false prophet. And let's read the comment I left Muslim cheerleader. Stop erasing my comment, Abdul. Let the people see. You don't want them to see me exposing Islam. I see you erase my comment, Abdul, because I got you busted when I brought up the point about your Allah having a shin and two right hands and a face. And you Muslims say he is one, but how is he one, Abdul, when he has body parts? Is he one shin, Abdul, or is he one two right hands? And it says he has a face. So is he one face, Abdul? So is this how Allah looks? And as you see, I left emojis of two hands and a leg. And why does he have a throne when he doesn't have a back, Abdul? I never seen a shin sitting up in a chair, Abdul. And what happened to the rest of his body, Abdul? Like his neck to support his face. You would think a face is attached to a head and a head is supported by a neck. But not in Islam. Your God is missing body parts, Abdul. Then what about this verse, Abdul? Read Surah 28:88. And do not invoke with Allah another deity. There is no deity except him. Everything will be destroyed except his face. His is the judgment, and to him you will be returned. It says everything will be destroyed except the face of Allah, Abdul. So what will happen to his shin and his two right hands, Abdul? Did everybody catch that? It says in Surah 28:88 that everything will be destroyed except the face of Allah. So as you see, I'm asking Muslim cheerleader, what will happen to his shin and his two right hands if everything is going to be destroyed except his face? No wonder you erase the comment because you didn't want anyone seeing you getting busted. And you Muslims say Allah is outside of time and space, but last I checked, now everybody pay attention to the following words, because this is the kicker. And this is what you need to use against Muslims when they say that Allah is outside of time and space. What I'm about to read to you, this is how you get them busted. But last I checked, Abdul, a shin, hands, and face, they all have measurements of length and width, which are components of space because it's dealing with spatial dimensions of size. And time and space coexist with each other, Abdul. the space and time continuum. So if Allah has a shin, hands, and a face, that means he is within time and space, because all of those body parts have a measurement of length and width. Busted, Abdul. Did everybody understand? Like I told you, Abdul, those silly claims you Muslims make bring about some very serious theological repercussions. It's no way out of it, Abdul. I am kicking your prophet and your God's ass. And I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt by saying Allah has an ass to kick in the first place. Because according to Muslims, they don't know what Allah is. Okay, so I'm giving them too much credit even by saying that. And it's impossible for you to say that his body parts don't have a width or length, because in order for him to have them, they must be a certain size. This proves Allah is within time and space, because width and length are measurements, and all measurements take up space. It's no way around it, Abdul. You have been totally destroyed. Okay? Now, this is the thing. He kept erasing these comments. He kept erasing this comment because he knows that he has no answer for it. Okay? And like I told him, I said, Muslim cheerleader, in another comment, I told him that I am like quicksand. Now, if anybody knows the nature of quicksand, the more you fight against it, the more you struggle with the quicksand, the deeper it takes you under. So in the case of Muslim cheerleader, the more he edges me on, and the more he tries to challenge me, and the more he tries to outwit and outsmart me, the only thing that happens is he makes me think deeper. He makes me fire more ammunition at him. And I have endless amounts of ammunition against Islam. So the more he tries to think that he can defend Islam against what Brother Jacob is saying, each and every time it keeps backfiring on him. So now, because of Muslim cheerleader, you Muslims can thank Muslim cheerleader. Now the Christians have another argument that Muslims cannot refute when it comes to the claim that Allah is outside of space and time. Brother Jacob just gave the Christians the key to bust this myth. And the key is Allah has a shin, Allah has hands, Allah has a face. Those are body parts. They have measurements. Measurements take up space. Space and time coexist with each other. So Muslims can no longer tell us that Allah is outside of time and space when he has body parts. That's a total contradiction. And throughout the duration of the dialogue, Muslim warrior never answered the question. We are back. Had a little technical problem, but throughout the duration of the dialogue, Muslim cheerleader never answered the question, and he kept deflecting because he didn't have an answer. So this is the key, everybody, to how to get Muslims busted when they try to tell you that Allah does not enter time and space. You give them this argument that I'm telling you right now, and there's no way around it. And when you're telling the Muslims this argument, tell them that all credit goes to Muslim cheerleader, aka Muslim warrior. He is the one who inspired me to make this video, and as of yet, he has not answered the question. And the other part of the question, Surah 28:88. If everything is going to be destroyed except the face of Allah, then what happens to the shin and the two right hands of Allah, Muslim cheerleader? Answer us that question. You're finished, boy, in the voice of Muhammad Hijab. You're finished, boy. I don't know how many of you saw the debate when Christian Prince had called in to Muhammad Hijab, and he got nervous and he kept muting Christian Prince, and he was like, "You're finished, boy." So that's what we sang to Muslim cheerleader. "You're finished, boy." Now let's show you this hadith narrated by Abu Sa'id al-Khudri. We're going to skip past all of that. Let's get to the good part, where it even speaks about the shin of Allah. And it says, they will say, the shin, and so Allah will then uncover his shin, whereupon every believer will prostrate before him. So as you see, Allah has a shin. Muslim girl, he can't deny it. He can't deny it. He kept erasing my comment. Let's go back to that comment. He kept erasing my comment. So once again, Muslim cheerleader, stop erasing my comment. Be a man and tell us why you Muslims lie to us and say that Allah is outside of time and space, when at the same time, your Allah tells us that he has a shin, he has hands, he has a face, and all of those body parts I just mentioned, they have dimensions and measurements take up space, and you can't have space without time because they coexist with each other. It's called the space and time continuum, Abdul. So Abdul, you have been crushed, you have been busted and destroyed once again by Brother Jacob. Now let me take this moment to just laugh at you. It's nothing you can do about it. You're finished, boy. And he cannot answer this. And I challenge you, Muslim cheerleader, I challenge you, without deflecting, make a video in response and show us how Allah can be outside of time and space and at the same time have body parts that have a measurement, length, width, hands, shin, taking up space. But yet, at the same time, you tell us that he is outside of time and space. I challenge you to refute me. I challenge you, Muslim cheerleader, to show me how can everything be destroyed except the face of Allah, but yet he has a shin and two hands. Tell us what happens to his shin and his two right hands, Abdul. That's what we want to know. You are busted, boy. And there's no way out of it, Abdul. You have been embarrassed, and that's why you kept erasing the comment. And it used to be a time when I didn't even debate Muslims, because I looked at it like this. First, if you want to talk about religion, we got to know what's the object of worship in your religion, because Muslims don't know what Allah is. So I asked them this question. What is Allah exactly? Is he a spirit? They say no, Allah is not a spirit. Is he matter? No, he's not like anything in creation. He's not matter. Is he energy? No, he's not energy. So what is Allah? Okay, so that leaves the Muslim in a position where he is defending something that he doesn't even know what he is defending. Now, let me give you an analogy. That would be like a plaintiff and a defendant in a courtroom arguing over a problem, and when the judge asks them, well, what are you two arguing about? Then they'll be left with a stupid look on their face because they don't even know what they're arguing about. And that's the same position that Muslims are in. They in the courtroom of apologetics trying to defend Allah, but when you ask them what Allah is, they can't even tell you what Allah is. So this is how I get Muslims busted each and every time. So my advice to you all is, whenever you are debating Muslims, ask them this question before you ask them anything else. Ask them, what is Allah exactly? Don't tell me 99 names. I don't need titles. I need to know, what does these titles apply to? Is it a spirit? energy or matter, and watch the stupid look that appears on their face, and watch how they deflect, and they will never answer your question, just like this Muslim cheerleader never answered my question because he got busted. And with that, this is Brother Jacob signing out. Like, share, and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed the video. And until we do this again, this is Brother Jacob, and this is the False Prophet channel, where we get Islam busted and the false prophet of Islam, Muhammad, busted on a regular basis. And Muslim cheerleader, I know you are listening. So to you, only thing I have to say is, in the voice of Muhammad Hijab, you're finished, boy.